Welcome back to the 12 Steam Podcast. This is 12 talking to you about One Piece chapter 1151. Now, with 1151, we have a great story coming to you because it's the chapter titled I Get the Idea. Now, on the front cover, it's a little bit different because on the front cover, we do have Yamato tossing people now as she's doing the sumo wrestling. And now, because I just finished up Hitamaru Sumo, I have a newfound love for sumo I never thought I would ever have because of anime. So this is actually pretty cool one to have. Also, I'm sorry about it being so late inside the game. I took a little break from videos, of course, just to get my mind right with everything going on. But I am back in full effect week by week. When the chapters drop, you will get them from me. Now, as we continue, go on right now, we talk about the actual chapter where we see the Dory and Bragi, the captives, have been transformed now into demons. And as they got transformed into demons, they grew their horns back, which initially giants already had horns. They just ripped their horns off, and some went from there. But that goes beside the point. Now, Dory and Bragi are now leading the charge, of course, with their demon powers, and they're going after Chief Jarul's head, the world's oldest warrior and the hero of legend. With that being said, the Giants are in trouble because they have Dory and Bragi's group now shooting out towards them, as well as the nightmares that Kiringham put out there are starting to wake back up from the dream, from the nightmare hole, and coming back out. They're adding more inside there, and they're not dead at all. They're just sleeping. So they're starting to wake up. Now we have Giants having to deal with, of course, the actual demon giants, Dory and Bragi in their group, and on top of that, the nightmares. So Kiringham is on a rampage right now, and he's telling them all to make sure that your heart's desire and go crazy with everything. Remember, Elbaf, you created these monsters yourself. Now, technically speaking, they did because there were the fears for the children, but they did not, because Killingham came in there and actually created those monsters to come out there and start rampaging all over Elbaf. With that being said, we still know that our group is still tied up. It's over there with Jinbei, and they can't do anything at all about it. They're tied up. I don't know how they're going to get free, but it's going to happen somehow, some way, real soon. Not to mention that we have the parents of the kids still roaming around trying to figure out how to wake their children up and get them out of that state that they're currently in. Now, as we look over, we see that we have Kiringham and Summers both talking about the Great One. The Great One being, of course, Gunko, because Gunko is pulling all the strings and she is about to go crazy. She has her demonic demon form coming out, and now the heart of Elbaf. To her, this country should have been subjected a long time ago, but because they haven't, it's time for them to all get subjected this way, the forcefully way. And Gunko meant that with everything inside of her power, because as The Rock said, I want your soul, is exactly what Gunko was telling Elbaf. And as soon as she knocked down Mr. Ya, aka Scopper Gaban, at the bottom, and Chopper chased after him, she knew for a fact that she had things going her way. But what people failed to realize is that Scopper Gaban and Chopper fell down to the underworld, where we have Loki, we have Hiroden, we have the monster trio with Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy, of course, all there, especially about to get serious. Now, as they fall down, of course, Chopper uses his guard point to stop Mr. Ya from hurting himself too much. And they notice, hey, something fell up over there, didn't it? So as they get to Mr. Ya, they start treating him. And as they're treating him, they know that one thing is for sure, that something is going on up top that needs to be taken care of. And that might have to just be the fact that it's time for them to take care of things. But with them taking care of Mr. Ya and looking away from Loki, of course, gets a call inside there. And that call comes from Shaggy. Shaggy is busy. Shaggy is listening on. He says, listen, I'm busy right now. Call back later. He says, don't worry. It won't take long. As a matter of fact, I'm busy too. Just one thing. And he says, fine, fine. Just keep your voice down. I wasn't able to tell you earlier, but I will be unable to call you for a while. I think. At first, I found it frightening, but the more you and I talk, the more our conversations become a source of solace to me. So I wanted to express my gratitude. Hey, what's going on? And Loki is sitting there about to freak out right now. Don't tell me you are in danger somehow. And Shaggy clearly says, "No, I'm fine. Don't worry. I just wanted to say thank you for everything." Click, and hangs up the phone call. That's kind of fishy because we still don't know who Shaggy is. We just know Shaggy is somebody who always contacts Loki and they have conversations and goes from there. But it is very interesting, or might be interesting, who he could be. I think it may be Chief Ja Rule, and he calls himself Shaggy from that. But it'd be interesting to see. I only think that it's Chief Ja Rule because of how his beard is, and I know for a fact that Shaggy, when people talk about Shaggy, talk about a beard or whatnot, or somebody who has a lot of facial hair, and the person who I could think of is Chief Ja Rule. But we'll get to that point when we cross that bridge. And now they're looking over. They're getting the medical supplies. They're trying to fix up everything going on. He says, Luffy walks over to Gaban. He says, "Hey, just like that jerk up there, I got to do what I got to do. And it's hard because he can't butter me up." So as they look on and they go, and Chopper simply, looks on as he's healing them up, they get told that this old guy right here was one of the King of the Pirates crewmates. He sailed with not only Rayleigh, but also Dark King himself. And he says Dark King Rayleigh and this guy, Mr. Gaban, were the wings of the Pirate King. So we've all heard that before. The wings of the future Pirate King are, of course, Zoro and Sanji. These wings, and so far, Luffy has met both wings for the Pirate King himself, Roger. So now, as this goes on, we sit there and look on, and it's like, I wonder what's going to happen here, because now it's like this huge pirate is here. How do you explain this? What does it mean? Do you know Shanks? And there's a lot of questions been put out there right now that's been asked. But it's one thing that people fail to realize is that everyone back on Lith were returning to the Sun World. The Sun World, because of the simple fact is that Sun World up top is in grave danger. Now, I don't know if the time is really moving in the underworld, but I know it's moving in the Sun World because they're close to the sun, which would be a very interesting factor for me to think about. Because if the time isn't moving as fast, like on all of Elbaf, or is it just on the Sun World it's moving fast, and then down on the underworld it's moving kind of at a stale pace. This is why they're not probably not aging so fast or moving so fast inside life. But it goes besides the point. Or move aging so slow. Sorry, put it like that. But everyone has to return now, and Elbaf is in danger, and it's time for people to save their breaths because Chopper told them everything that's going on. And even from Gaban even makes jokes about everything going on. But at the end of the day, he knows that he himself cannot do this alone. Even if he was number 2 strongest inside of the Roger Pirates, right next to Roger himself, I still think him and Silver's Rayleigh, I still put Rayleigh over him probably, but just a slight edge. But hey, Scopper, you're the Mountain Eater for a reason. Dark King Rayleigh, though, you're the Dark King. Nobody gets that title of Dark King besides the King of the Pirates' right-hand man, which is the second strongest. But we'll see what happens. It goes from there. We all know what happened between Sasuke and Naruto as the Hidden Leafs, I want to say Hidden Leafs Dark Hokage and the actual Hokage. So I kind of get that vibe when it comes down to this. And Scopper, of course, is just making fun of, just making jokes, because he's always a joking man about being number 2. But everybody must get up there right now. And who else But Loki has said, well, it looks like you all need me after all. And this is going to be the battle that hopefully sparks everything up and gets people roaring. Because at the end of the day, if we have Herodin's team with the new age pirates, with the new giant pirates, we have the monster trio, and we have Loki, especially if Loki could join the Straw Hat pirate crew. Oh my God. Gunko and Summers and Killingham, they're in for a rude awakening. But I'm ready to see what happens next inside chapter 1152, and I can't wait to tell you all the same exact thing of what happens. But this is 12 officially signing off with this one. We will catch you inside the next manga read. Also, make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe button down below, because we want to make sure we talk to you always, all the time, and make sure we're getting out all some of the bangers of the bangers of the banger videos for you all, as we always love to do. This is 12 though officially signing off.